remember something that you said about being an MMA fighter, and you can correct me if this isn't exactly how you put it, but something like you're not a real fighter unless you've either had a hard loss or maybe come back and had a win after a loss or something along those lines. So in other words, the conversation that was being had is like if all you've experienced is just victory or maybe even an easy victory. You might have even made a comment about a hard win. So I want to ask you about kind of your thoughts on that and the psychological difference between like an easy victory, a hard loss, coming back from a loss, and maybe even a win after a loss. And you can mix in MMA and BJJ first. So what's your thoughts on that?
I think that was it sounds like something I posted on social media, and I know like the spirit of what I was saying in that, and you pretty much nailed it. So like what I meant by that, as far as what fighting is there was a time when if you knew jiu-jitsu, you were winning fights because other people didn't know jiu-jitsu. So you didn't really have to dig deep to win those fights. And so you could be 10-0 and not be tough. You're just better than everybody else. And when I think of fighting, you know, what a fight really is like, you know, you're trying to overcome something. And so if I enter a white belt tournament and I win, I didn't fight or like that. That's a loose. I don't like to use the word fight for grappling tournaments, but the point is still the same. There has to be some form of adversity for it to really count. If it comes too easy, then there's no lessons to be learned from it. There's no internal struggle. So yeah, you know, when we call them front runners, and I try to watch out for them when I'm coaching. You know, when it comes real easy to folks and they're used to winning early, and I've coached a lot of them, and when the going gets tough, you know, that's when most of them crack, and so you don't really realize what's going on there. I mean, I feel like, it's a topic on psychology essentially, and how things affect it's your mental game. I think I'd be right to say, you know, that affects your ego, because that's really what happens when you win and you lose is it somehow affects your ego, and then you take that into the next training camp and the next fight. And so, you know, we're talking about that dynamic there, like what's going on in your head. How did you process the win? How did you process the loss? And like a real fighter is somebody that, in my definition of the ideal fighter, it's somebody that can overcome adversity. And when there's never any adversity, you're almost like a mythological creature. Like that's a different thing.
Yeah.